What is up, Zero Gang? As you guys know, Parler is no more because we have people like John Pazowski, if I'm saying his name right, making a bunch of fake accounts on the platform and spreading a bunch of like hate and violence and stuff like that, and just a bunch of people, a bunch of left-wing people created a bunch of accounts to get Parler banned. Actually, Apple deleted it off of their App Store, the Play Store. Android deleted it off of the Play Store. Amazon stopped their servers for it, man. Parler was a great place. It was pretty much free speech. You could pretty much say what you want on there without, getting censored and, getting deleted and banned and all that crazy stuff the way Twitter is. And I'm not saying, people should use it to start violence. I'm not saying that whatsoever, but I am saying that it's nice to be able to say what you want, because people's mindsets aren't going to change, they're just hiding it. What they're doing now, they're just making people hide their feelings rather than speaking out about it, which is extremely dangerous because it's going to build up and then violence is going to happen. After what happened to Parler, man. Parler was a really good website. I loved it. I was able to say what I want on there. I was able to speak my mind, and rather than being told what to think, you had true free will in there, man. Unlike YouTube. YouTube, I love you, alright? To the YouTube guys, I love you. Don't ban me, alright? I'm kidding. But Parler, you could say what you want, and you didn't have any real repercussions for it, which was nice. But left wing did not like this, and of course, Democrats don't like that. They want power and control. It was all about the hoes. They don't want us being able to speak our minds, and it proves right there that a bunch of politicians, a bunch of other people, created a bunch of fake accounts to get it deleted, unfortunately. John Pazowski, I keep forgetting his name, man. I'm gonna call him John Pazowski. So this guy got exposed for making up an account, and he's really, really dumb, because a lot of these people that were making the account, they'll put, their little garbage, right? Wait a couple of days, like, look guys, look what I discovered. I figured out that this guy's trying to start the violence. That's usually what happens, right? They'll make their little fake account and be like, oh, a big discovery, violence over here, right? Violence at 12, That's usually what happened with all these other politicians. And this guy's an idiot, because he creates this troll account, right? And then screenshots it, and be like, look guys, I found it in 9 seconds, like with no comments. This is what I'm talking about, guys. So you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. This is over here is the Twitter stuff, okay? You guys like the Egyptian Zafina stuff from Tekken 7? That's what I'm on right now. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. This guy completely exposed himself, and of course, a bunch of people are like, whoa, no he didn't. A bunch of brainless sheep are being like, oh, no he didn't. If you refresh the page enough times, you'll find someone saying that. Most people don't even think like that. Most people, they don't talk like that, right? You'll have some people that's kind of off, sure, but the majority of the time, if you go on any platform or anything of the sort, people don't talk like that. That was obviously a troll account that he made. I don't even think it has a picture. Actually, it doesn't have a picture. The man made an account with no picture, and he made a dummy account to set it up, and unfortunately, it actually worked. So I have to be careful about how I, tackle this subject. I'm trying to get this monetized, and I don't want to lose this channel either. So we're just gonna say that, yeah, the censorship is real. You get me? It's to a whole new level. I do like YouTube. YouTube doesn't censor you too hard. It's just about money for YouTube. But Twitter, Facebook, they're on a whole new level of like censorship, no free will, no free speech, that type of stuff. YouTube, YouTube covers like main stuff that you can't talk about. I can't really say it on the channel, otherwise it could get demonetized. But YouTube has about, I think, 4 major things about politics that you really can't talk about, unfortunately. Basically, if the mainstream media is covering it, you can't really talk about it. So YouTube isn't that bad. YouTube used to be better, but I think it's all about money, and like their advertisers don't really want to do stuff on their platform if they let you talk about that type of stuff. So I understand it. I don't like it, but I get it. Facebook, Twitter, they're on a whole new level. They're like sabotaging other platforms to make sure there isn't any competition. Like, what you guys are understanding, it's like a monopoly going on right here, right? Like, oh, you want to use Amazon servers? Well, Twitter's my best friend. Like, oh, you want to do this? Well, work with YouTube. Like, you can't really build anything because Okay, we got YouTube over here attacking these guys, right? Okay, then, oh, you need a server? We got Google. You can't use Google servers to make your app. You can't use Amazon servers to make your app. You better make your own server. And I don't know if you guys know about servers or not, but servers are really difficult to manage, and it's really hard. It's beyond my level of like modding, kind of modding games, save files and stuff like that, but it's way beyond that. Way more complicated than that to actually run an entire server that people are on. You constantly have to update and stuff like that. Have to make sure no one's hacking into it. It's a lot of work. It's very, very difficult, and it costs a lot of money. Usually what people do, they'll like, okay, well, I'll use, you know, Google server, I'll use Amazon server, I'll use Twitter server, stuff like that. And yeah, they're like, nope, if you're fighting against us, you can't use our servers. If you're talking with us, you can use our servers. In fact, you can't even talk about like abortion, not abortions. You can't even talk about like why you should have a baby. Like there's apps on the Play Store about like why abortion is good, and you know, well, all this like left stuff is good, right? But if you try to make something like, oh, how to be a parent, why you should have the kid, why you know, like fathers should stay in the home, or like all about family, stuff like that, those apps are actually banned on the Play Store. I don't know how it is on Apple, but on the Play Store for Android, those apps are actually banned, believe it or not. So it just kind of shows like it's getting pretty crazy, guys. You guys, you know, as we know, we're getting censored. You can't have any competition. Is you know, during the lockdown, the major stores were able to be open, like Target, Walmart, you know, the major stores, but the mom and pop shops legally couldn't stay open. It's definitely the monopoly going on, man. And that's even with glasses. Glasses are already like that. The diamond industry is like that. I don't know if you guys know or not, but with glasses, you can't, all the glasses are actually like, they're not priced on the value, they're priced by who buys it the most. So if you know, if a certain like brand is in, that brand is going to cost the most money, even though it's worth the least amount of money. Same thing with diamonds. Diamonds do the same thing. All the diamonds companies came together and they were like, look guys, we all can win if we simply, you know, place our prices the same, right? There's no competition, so they do what they want. And the same thing is done with glasses. One man owns like all the glasses, all the you know, prescription glasses companies. Even shades too, they own that stuff as well. And you kind of see the same thing kind of happening with like technology. You know, the tech companies, they're all coming together, man. And I knew when Google bought out YouTube, it was gonna go pretty crazy, man. So I miss Parler. Parler was really good. I really love Parler. I truly miss Parler. Parler, rest in peace, man. Hopefully they make another thing. I know people are going to an app called Game.
All right, guys. Something I forgot to add in the original video is exactly kind of how it happened with Parler and how everything happened. So basically, Twitter made some type of post regarding Parler, pretty much trying to say don't ghost the app. It was deleted within maybe about 30 minutes, but that's how I kind of first discovered what was going on with Parler, because Twitter made a like an announcement regarding Parler, kind of talking about like, oh, this site is, you know, starting. This app is starting violence, and you know, they're like, oh, we need to start holding apps or websites responsible for what they post. So Twitter basically was saying like, oh, you know, we need to hold people responsible for what people post, and it was very hypocritical because we had fake people going on Parler, like basically, I don't know, trolls and Democrats going on Parler talking about, you know, starting death threats and starting riots and planning terrorism and, you know, doing all that type of crap, right? And Twitter was like, oh, we can't let this app do that because we have to hold them responsible. Everyone has to be held responsible for the content on the platform. And then you had a bunch of like, I think it was AOC and some other Democrats adding at Google and Apple to be like, hey, these guys let anyone say anything on their platform. You can't let them do that. So it first started with Twitter doing that, and then AOC and a couple other people. I know AOC said it for a fact. She was like, oh, you know, you can't let these guys do this. They're going to start, you know, another riot and all this other crap, right? So then Apple and the Play Store, Google, deleted Parler, the app, from the App Store and the Apple Store. And the thing that's so stupid about this, and it shows us a blatant attack on Parler, is that I think it's called 233 or 2033. there is Congress gave platforms the ability to not be held responsible for what people say. They can't be held responsible, so they can say whatever they want. So there isn't a reason to police what people say on any platform other than control. I can't think of a logical reason other than control, because no one can be held responsible. No matter what happens, you cannot sue Twitter, you cannot sue Parler, you cannot sue any platform for what people have said, done, or recorded on their platforms. So for Twitter to be like, oh, they need to be held responsible for what they say on the app, it's completely hypocritical. It's straight up a lie. They shouldn't be held responsible because you aren't held responsible. You guys delete stuff because Twitter is obviously left-wing. They delete conservative views. They delete conservative ideals. They don't want conservatives on their platform. In fact, I have a picture for you guys, which you can see right here, that shows that they're deleting conservative followers, and they're giving followers to Democrats. In fact, there's people that's even saying that I never followed this guy, and then they get their account deleted the next day. It's a bunch of stuff going on. Like I said, I can't get too deep into it because, you know, YouTube has this new censorship thing as well. But all I can really say is look into it. I'm trying to my best to keep this monetized. Make sure you guys become a member, by the way, as well. You can become a member for as low as 99 cents. But I really wanted to put this into the video because I've been so busy, guys. I'm really trying to keep up what's going on. There's so much stuff, and I want my videos to be good. I want my videos to be worthwhile watching. So I'm really trying to keep up. That's why I'm just recording this with my voice, because it's way easier. I'm actually working on another video as I'm doing this video. You know, I have one on my computer and another window open up with something else. So I'm really trying to keep up with this stuff, guys. But I really wanted to let you know kind of the thing that happened with Parler. So, you know, step 1 through 10, Twitter made a post, or Twitter made a post. Democrats saw it. They made fake profiles and said a bunch of crap on Parler, and then AOC and some other big Democrat names was like, you can't let them say it, you gotta hold them responsible. They added at Apple and, you know, Google or the Play Store or Android or whatever. Then the Play Store deleted it. Then Apple deleted it, and then Parler was like, oh, it's okay, guys. We can run our own server. We don't need their app. So they were like, everybody move to our website. You can download it there. You can download it there. And then Apple and Twitter and I guess, you know, all the big tech giants was like, hey, whose server do they run on? And Amazon's like, they run our server. So then everyone was like, oh, well, get them off the server. And then Amazon actually got them off the server. They deleted Parler from the internet, literally. They deleted Parler off the internet. So Parler, you can't even go to their website. It doesn't work anymore. They deleted it off the internet, guys. That's pretty much what happened with Parler. When you mess with a big tech giant, they delete you off the internet. They will destroy your company. The same way they shut down all the mom and pop shops, like I said earlier, and let Target and all the ones that can actually afford to be closed, they let them be open, but stop the ones that actually need to be open during the pandemic. You guys know what I'm trying to say. The P word, during the P word, guys. It's really stupid, and it makes absolutely no sense. And there isn't a reason other than that, you know, everyone was leaving Twitter. Everyone was leaving Twitter for Parler. And if it wasn't for them deleting Parler off of the internet, literally, I promise you right now, Twitter will be dead, or just about dead, and Parler will be the new Twitter. The same way Facebook knocked out MySpace, Parler would have knocked out Twitter. Period. There were so many members. If you looked at the downloads on the Play Store alone, it hit like 5 million, 10 million within the night. It was hitting multiple millions of downloads in the night. It was hitting millions of downloads like in the night. I'm telling you guys, like within a day, probably around 70, 60, 80 million downloads within like the day or the night. That's how many people were downloading it. Twitter saw it and destroyed it. That's what happened with Parler. Anyway, I'm gonna show you guys the rest of the video, but I really forgot to put this in there, guys. I really wanted you guys to know what happened with Parler. That's why I'm upset with what happened with Parler, and that's why big tech, they censor people, man. If that's not proof enough, I don't know what is. Anyway, get back to the video, guys, and enjoy.
You guys become a member. Become a member today. That helps out the channel a lot. That way, I don't have to rely on ads so much to make money for my YouTube channel. You guys can support me for as low as 99 cents. Make sure you guys check it out. You guys get perks. I'll shout you out on the YouTube channel if you guys are, you know, trying to start a YouTube channel yourself. I'll shout you guys out. If you guys go up to the $24.99, you guys get a bunch of perks. So check out all the perks on there. And these are gonna wrap it up for this video. And remember, I'm not arrogant. I am just confident.
What do you think of that dish?